There I was, after all those years, at the threshold of a nightmarish place. I never thought I'd have the courage to return. While I had been toying with the idea for a while, that day I had woken up with a peculiar urge to return to Hanwell Mental Institute. Of course, there was a strong reason to come here, but the circumstances that led me back to the Institute were oddly dreamlike, as if I wasn't in control of my own actions. Why was I doing this? I needed to know what this place had done to me, the meaning behind those bizarre visions. I'd rather face the direful truth than live in blissful oblivion.
Okay, hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me, as today we will be playing through Asylum. Asylum is a horror video game developed by Senscape, also in production with Augustin Cortez, who is previously known for his game Scratches, which by many is considered one of the best point-and-click horror games of its time. You know, if I can, unfortunately, it's currently unavailable for purchase. So if I can find a way to get a hold of it, I might play through that as well. But without further ado, I'm just going to jump straight into this. Seems like we have quite a few options to start here. Might as well look around. A gloomy forest bordered the grounds of the Institute, creating a pronounced sense of isolation. Can I drive with the car? Oh, we can. Oh, we can get inside. Hey, our wallet. As I grabbed my notepad, I was struck by a sense of confidence I hadn't expected. I felt ready to tackle the mysteries inside that looming lecture. Turn on and off the radio. Can I enter any of these knobs? No. Oh, you can bring the horn. Okay. Right-click to open your journal. Enter the Institute. Trust I'd find the answers I desperately needed inside the Hanwell Mental Institute. Escape opens the record book. Hanwell Mental Institute, patient record, date of admission. Quite a few different options here. Just save real quick before we go start experimenting around. See. There was a sort of unnatural calm surrounding the area. It wasn't helping to boost my confidence at all. Go to behind the car, looks like. Even though I was still outside, I could already feel the oppressive nature of the building. I could have gone for a quick stroll, but I was afraid of losing my way in the fading light. A forest, and that was all there was to it. Okay, let's go walk back over here. Some arches. What a strange rock formation. Beautiful yet somehow disquieting. Okay. Toggle hotspots? What does that mean? Okay. Okay, let's head back. Eight PM.
Welcome to the Hanwell Mental Institute. What can I do for you?
I wasn't expecting to find anyone here.
Oh? And why is that?
Well, this is gonna sound a bit strange, but I thought this building was abandoned.
As you can see, that's no longer the case. My name is Julia, and I'm the receptionist for the Institute. Why are you here?
This is an awkward situation. I was hoping to take a look around the Institute.
But you thought it was abandoned.
Indeed, and that's why I thought nobody would mind.
We certainly do mind. This is private property, you know. Hanwell Mental Institute was never abandoned, just closed to the public until recently. And still, deserted or not, it's not like just anyone can walk inside. You do realize that.
This caught me completely by surprise. I'm not sure what to say.
Well, you can start by explaining yourself. Why did you come here?
The
Building
last
not
thing I
abandoned.
expected was to find people here tonight. I assumed the Institute had shut down indefinitely.
Not indefinitely. It's true that it ceased to operate for a number of years, but we're in the process of reopening it now. While not in the most pristine of conditions, which should be evident if you look around, the structure is still robust and usable, but there's a lot of work to do.
I must say its general state is indeed rough. But I can see how with some cleanup, intensive cleanup, you could get this place up and running again.
Also, other mental hospitals in the region are growing overcrowded, which has prompted state authorities to reuse this place.
Why are other hospitals so overcrowded?
I can't say. Maybe it's the times we're living in. Don't you feel somewhat overwhelmed by everything that's going on in the world? I often do. Guess some people are less prepared to cope with all that and, need help.
I see your point.
Still, that doesn't mean I can allow a complete stranger in.
So, let me get this straight. The whole institute is being reopened?
That's what I said. Patients from smaller hospitals who are not getting proper attention are being relocated here, and extensive renovations are scheduled to begin tomorrow.
It all seems rather empty, though.
Tonight, it's just me, security, Dr. Miller, and a few patients in the building.
But where are all the workers? I don't see any ongoing construction or renovations.
It's almost nighttime. Everyone else is arriving in the morning.
This isn't my first time here, you know.
Oh, you used to work here?
Well, I'm very much acquainted with this institute.
You should have said so in the first place. I still don't understand why you came all the way up here in the evening.
There's something from those old days that I need to find, and quite urgently. It's a health issue.
You sound serious.
Very much so.
I wonder if it's
And
gonna
you're
turn
looking
out
for...
Documents mostly.
that she's like
Maybe
a
some
figment
notes.
of my
There's a
imagination
matter
or
of
something.
great importance that I need to understand.
Well, it's a highly unusual situation, but it's not like you can cause much trouble. And if you do, I'll have the security guard have a not-so-friendly talk with you.
Understood.
Let's talk rules then. First, you're fully responsible for your own safety.
I accept all the risks.
You must also leave before dawn. The construction workers are arriving early and will turn the place upside down. And please, steer clear of the upper floors. There's dangerous equipment up there. Do we have an agreement?
Yes, we do. Thank you so much, Julia. This means a lot.
Very well. Go ahead. I hope you find what you're looking for.
Me too. Something tells me this is my last chance before the Institute as I knew it ceases to be.
It's going to be a whole different place in the morning, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to talk about.
So who's Dr. Miller?
He has been appointed as the new head director of the Institute, and he's overseeing the whole reopening process.
I thought Hanwell was the director. Isn't that the name of the Institute?
That was a long time ago, and I'm not sure about that history either. I do recall that Dr. Miller and Dr. Hanwell were acquainted with each other, and I don't think Dr. Miller is planning to change the name of the Institute either, out of respect for Dr. Hanwell.
Where can I find Dr. Miller?
I'm sorry, I can't tell you.
Why?
Because that area is off limits, and we had an agreement.
Fine. I don't want to get you into trouble.
Cool beans, I guess.
You said there's more people here. Patients too?
Yes, although we're operating with reduced staff. The establishment is far from ready, as should be apparent, meaning mostly low-risk patients have been readmitted.
In this state? I don't understand.
It could use some maintenance, yes. And trust me, I'm freezing to death without those radiators working.
You know, I didn't have the best of experiences at the Hanwell Mental Institute.
I'm sorry to hear that. As I told you, I'm not familiar with those days. My understanding is that things were rough. But I can assure that all current staff members are new and everyone is eager to get this place up and running again.
Julia, your enthusiasm is commendable, considering the state of this place.
I like to think positive.
I'm done
Okay.
for now.
Let's go explore. See what interesting things we can find. A painting. Is it like something I can interact with here? Guess not. Let's look at this one. Maybe it'll be like once I find something. No point in rummaging through the trash cans. State of despair in this dude was truly mind-boggling. Yeah, because you think they would at least clean up the place before having her kind of just post it up, like, at the desk. Especially, like, if the institute's not actually open because they need to, like, repair it, why would she, as the receptionist, just be here? An old but elegant grandfather clock, which unfortunately was no longer working. Are you deformed or crippled? Opening of West Infirmary. (1878). The date might be important. Reasons for admission. Kicked in the head by a horse. Besides, if you're not dead off that one. Ill treatment by husband. Female trouble. I assure you, my female trouble is not imaginary. Jealousy and religion. Marriage of son. Masturbation and syphilis. Masturbation for 30 years. Damn, they locking up the gooners. Medicine to prevent conception. You read books. Asylum. Tobacco and masturbation. Liking mist. Oh, I bet this is a reference to it as well. I'm pretty sure that's mist, like the old point and click games. Oh, definitely interesting. 1864 to 1889. Okay. There was a series of uninteresting magazines on the table, dated too. Useless as they were, the chairs couldn't even pass for proper decorations in such a broken state. I began to remember the layout of the building. This was the administrative area, with offices for a few key staff members. Sullivan Goings. Oh, Miskatonic University. That's university in the Lovecraft mythos. Walter Conover. So there's all sorts of little like references to stuff seemingly all over. I figured the speakers would be used for announcements and such. The vast and lonely ocean extended as far as the eye could see. I felt like I was at the end of the world. Can I get a light switch in there? I mean, probably not because it's from like the 80s. It was too dark in the closet to see anything. And gotta find a light and then come back. Office of someone named Hawthorne. That's locked, it seems. Okay. Just keep moseying down. It's gonna be some kind of puzzle involving all these paintings. The dimly lit office belonged to Dr. Anne Ebersbacher, stern and cold psychologist whom I remembered from my stay at the Institute. I was surprised to find the room unlocked. Ooh. Tasteful nudity. Says a good choice for this room. What could it have meant to the owner? Those drawers seem to be jammed. The statue is fairly heavy and somewhat tacky. Aha. No, I was hoping maybe there's something underneath it. What's my Resident Evil Village train? Three of them. G through N. Nothing here. Drawer was shut tight. Wonder if there'd be anything of interest inside. What's this? I wondered what it was used for. $4:15 on the clock. Let's see if I'm a real gamer, and that by looking at the clock, I figured out the code. Oh. Damn. Anything in here? Just moles. lots of books. Eberspacher Library was respectable and well preserved. Yes, Eberspacher had a degree in clinical psychology. There was a pile of documents about workers at the Institute. When I first arrived at the Institute, I wasn't sure what to expect. Though it's well located and its facilities are modern and effective, the horse and buggy mentality of the staff and approach to medicine are appalling. It's been a few weeks already since I got here, and I don't know for certain that I won't be getting along well with Ellis. I can appreciate Dr. Hanwell's perspective and his need to take a firm hand in everyday activities at the Institute. I know too well what it means to deal with these sick, mindless individuals, but Ellis is an altogether different matter. His attitude is borderline brutish and dates back to a bygone era of barbaric practices. I can't understand how this character has attained so much rank and power at the Institute. Wish I could understand what Hanwell saw in him. In spite of the general adverse environment, I am anxious to start testing my theories with a number of patients. Fortunately, the staff seems to respect my background and extensive studies. They almost seem intimidated by them. Even Ellis treats me differently, with a kind of silent doubt, as if he didn't know what to expect. And I've seen how he treats women in the Institute. Guess I must be some sort of puzzle to him. So, I look forward to keeping my notes and observations in this journal. I'll be working with a particularly diverse group, with some of its members exhibiting extreme and promising pathologies. Rebecca is by far the most intriguing subject. This woman has been a schizophrenic from a young age, exhibiting a rambling and erratic personality. No family, no social life to speak of. She used to live in the suburbs, where she'd roam aimlessly in the streets. Your typical town loony. Last year, she was viciously by two thugs, then left heavily beaten and bruised in a damp alley. It's a miracle she's still alive. It's a miracle. Oh, it's a miracle anyone cared enough to save her. Sadly, she became pregnant after the attack, which sent her psyche into an even darker downward spiral. Her mind is in a nadir now. She thinks she's carrying the spawn of the devil and has repeatedly attempted to perform an abortion. A fringe case by any measure, the sort of patient that would have received unabashed shock treatment in other institutions, and the perfect subject to test newer, less invasive approaches to mind healing. Our first group therapy session will begin tomorrow with about a half a dozen patients, or so I've been told. I'm going to focus on one particular group for now, and I believe Hanwell himself will be present for the first session. Nothing of the sort has been attempted in this place, and I'm excited to take the first steps into a brighter new age for psychology. Anything else here? Seemingly not. Hey. Yeah, there's a lot. Let's just keep exploring this hallway before we go any deeper. Bringing a match into this room was out of the question. Yeah, the amount of papers everywhere. Oh, a knife. Figured the letter opener would come in handy. Certain items can be picked up and used later. Right-click to open your journal. Right-click to show an item you're carrying. Left-click to use the item, or right-click to put it down. That wasn't how turntables work. This didn't deserve any attention. Is it on? Okay, I need to find a CD or a record. A map. The wiring diagram seemed to indicate the location of speakers across this section of the first floor. Oh, okay, this is for like the playing over the intercom. Safe may have stored valuable stuff once, but all that remained was meaningless. What's in here? Broken glasses. Visitors would sit here to speak with their relatives or loved ones. Such desolate sight now was heartbreaking. What I assumed was the alarm button didn't work. It might have been used to alert security of any troublesome patients during the visits. I'd imagine so. What happened that there's a broken pair of glasses? Alright, this leads back to the room with Julia. Huh. Not an inviting sight. There's so much that still need to be repaired in this building. Below it, the blackboard seems to have been used and overused through countless years. Why did you come? I think that says below it comes. And there's like a drawing of like a duck. I could still perceive the smell of intensely strong cigarettes. That's a lot of text. 1. Beginnings. For decades, the Hanwell Mental Institute housed patients of many ages with varying degrees of mental illness. Feeble-minded men and women not fit for living independently in society were admitted and received excellent nursing care. With a hygienic environment, magnificent facilities, and well-qualified personnel, the Institute strived to attend to all their needs. The 4-story building was constructed atop a cliff amidst a leafy and calm forest. With the goal of housing over 300 patients, this particular location ensured maximum security. Access was severely restricted, and any patient attempting to leave would have to descend a rocky and winding path down to the base of a high mountain, thwarting any attempts to escape the facility. Every day, patients could spend their time in the vast courtyard, library, or game room, and take part in other leisure activities. The most capable ones were periodically selected to help with daily duties such as laundry, cooking, administrative tasks, and such. Groups were assembled and assigned to a therapist according to the cognitive capabilities of their members, engaging each individual in diverse approaches to therapy. These included standard rehabilitation, hydrotherapy, group therapy, and for more difficult cases, other more stringent methods. Relaxing classic music. Prelude for guitar number 16, toccata in D minor, variations OP 36, dusk on a G flat. Now, take this. No, it's not. Psychotherapy in our society. Chapter 1, Historical and Conceptual Found. Oh, God. Lots and therapy of inclusion. Termination as a rite of passage. Perception. Man, these are all gonna be used for like puzzles at some point, I know. Sense and nonsense? Bipolar disorder. So what these are? Hmm. Well, at least they had fire extinguishers. That is, provided they were operational. Does this lead to another room, or is it just the reflective? A thick veil of grime covered the window, and it was a shame. I could have used a glimpse of the outside world. This is the bathroom. The men's room, evidently. What intrigued me was that the woman's room was nowhere in the vicinity. Huh. Another example of the sad state of disrepairs. Out of service for repairs. I was planning to go in anyway. Toilet didn't feel very private in its current state. No, you just say hi to whoever walks in. Running water? No. Still try every single one though. Perhaps a long time ago those things had invited people to wash their hands, but not now. Just a regular trash can, which unsurprisingly hadn't been emptied, like my soul. Yeah, usually games like this are somewhat of like a slow burn, as it tries to ease you into the atmosphere, or just kind of making you feel comfortable, like with just being able to go at your own pace or leisure. So we're here on the map. Male patients are to the left, females are to the right. This is actually quite large for the first floor. Yeah. Some items you're carrying are the items tab. Got a letter opener. Sharp 2. Task. Unlock the drawer. Remember my past. Felt terrible not disclosing the truth to Julia, but there was no way she'd have allowed me if she knew I was a former patient at the Institute. In any case, the first step to understanding my condition was to remember what had afflicted me in the first place. Mostly to the courtyard. Okay, we're gonna go and examine probably the first on the male infirmary. Far nothing of interesting. This must have been like the cafeteria. Ooh, bloody handprints. No hospital will be complete without a good old-fashioned corkboard. Shut tight. Male infirmary. Beyond this area were the low-risk cells, which is why they're covered in blood. Also stuck. Guess we're going to the females. That was also a library in the female infirmary. Dang, the door is literally ripped off the hinges over here. Yeah, it seems like we're not getting in there anytime soon. Okay, library is also locked. Oop. Oop. Okay, guess we're going straight on to the courtyard if we can. Actually, the door wouldn't open. Shame, I could use some fresh air. Huh. Said I could explore, but everything is seemingly locked. Said I wouldn't go to the upper floors. Let's try discussing with Julia. Oh. Tidy, at least compared to the surroundings. The imposing desk dominated the lower level of the foyer.
Oh, one more thing, Julia. I'm sure there's something of great importance inside a drawer, but unfortunately it's locked.
Should you be opening that drawer?
It's just a random drawer.
It's
What if they
probably locked for
draw?
a reason.
You know, that's a great point.
Random draw.
Julia, do you know of a therapist named Anne Baker?
No, I'm sorry. She used to work here?
I believe so, yes.
In that case, I've no idea. As far as I understand, they're only hiring new people.
Ask her about herself.
So, we're on good terms now?
Yes, if you need information about something, you can come to me. I can get a bit intimidating at this time of the day, but between you and me, I don't mind a bit of company. This place can get on your nerves.
Got it. I promise I'll try to relieve your boredom.
Okay.
What do you know about the Kirkbride architecture?
Phew, that's a loaded topic. It's the structure of this very same building.
Yes, I assumed as much.
But I know it became dated and impractical, and a big part of the upcoming renovations beginning tomorrow is to turn this old design into a more flexible layout.
Sounds ambitious.
I hear they're going to tear the place apart.
Okay.
See you later, Julia.
Well, she admonished me for trying to go upstairs. Huh? Alright, let's save. Also locked. Also locked. The view might once have been breathtaking, but between the stains, dirt, and gloomy night, it was anything but. Okay, well. At our first impasse. I could catch glimpses of the outside world through the windows, but menacing clouds ruined the view. I had no idea how to turn them on, otherwise certainly I tried. I guess I need to figure out how to get open that drawer. And by doing so, it'll probably give me a key. But that's just a theory. 1878. Numbers 302. I mean, it's worth a try. Might just be my imagination, but I feel like those numbers are almost like highlighted. uh, 230. Dang it, I went all too far. Nothing in any of the other drawings. There's gotta be a hint somewhere in this room. Trying to see if there's any numbers on her degree. No. Nothing else on her desk. Read her diary, but there's no numbers listed. Half a dozen. 6. Not any of these things. I have to imagine that. Yeah. Oh, wait, I didn't check these other drawers. There's nothing. Junk. Junk. Ah. 6. Anne Eberbacher, an ideal complement. The recovery rate at the Institute was high thanks to advanced treatment and novel group therapy techniques pioneered by the universally acclaimed psychologist Dr. Anne Eberbacher. Even patients with extreme mental disorders showed meaningful progress under her care and went on to enjoy full lives within the walls of the Institute. Many others returned to their families in time, ready to face new challenges and experiences in their improved condition. Dr. Eberbacher organized and directed group therapy sessions for patients who had a chance of recovering or demonstrated an ability to reason. She even took part in many of those sessions herself, investing an unusual amount of effort in her patients' progress. Colleagues remember her soft, caressing voice. It had a magical effect, soothing everyone around her. Her dedication was initially perceived by the rest of the staff as the mark of passion and altruism, but in time it became apparent that her interest was purely medical. Although Dr. Eberbacher was generally moral and honorable person, she was in fact wholly uninterested in the patients themselves and was focused rather on the improvement of science. It was by pure chance that her patients improved in return. In later years, Dr. Eberbaker's demeanor became cold and calculating. She began to neglect herself, always showing up to work untidy and exuding a somber mood. Rumors that she made a startling discovery abound to this day. Okay, it starts with the 6. So that's probably important. Topics. Edition. Anything I may have missed? I would love to read some of those books, but time was pressing. Lab coats had made me feel uneasy ever since my short stay at the Institute, especially worn by doctors. For some reason that escapes me, I decided to pick up the statue again. Must be something I'm missing on here, or else I wouldn't be here. I guess not. Check the no. Can I pull out the letter opener? They're more than just paper. Anything in the lines, painting. Oh. Trespass room. Into the owner. Oh, can I interact with this painting? No. Okay, well. Truly am stumped. $54, $58, or $54, $55. Oh, it's like an old classical painting, but everyone seemingly is in an asylum. Interesting. Mike Morrison. Many rows of boxes, presumably filled with administrative papers, adorn the east wall. Records, notes, essays, even newspapers, but nothing of importance. No, it was impossible to pull it out. Crazy man. Carry color. Dominic Rock. And the Geiger. Blood coffee. I wonder if these are like Patreons or patrons or something. Records of patients who had forever become part of the Hanwell Mental Institute. Hmm. That'd be something like fairly obvious I'm missing. Oh, plant. Unfortunate plant can withstand all those years of neglect. Hmm. Relaxing classic music. Please be more mindful of the vinyl records. Their covers are scattered all over this section and they're getting damaged. We can't let patients play with them, although I've seen members of staff being careless with them as well. It's a shame and a disgrace to all the hard work we nurses do here to keep the place running smoothly. Did I already read this? Yeah. Hmm. Brought back memories of school and how much I love studying. Intelligence. I think it wouldn't let me look in these if it wasn't. Maybe I just need to go check back in with Julia. But unless I'm missing something major. No luck. Diagnosis schizophrenia. Eye condition. Strange condition for days. First they've been mildly annoying, the brief blackouts, but then I couldn't stand them anymore. So I have schizophrenia. Allegedly. Okay, let's go talk to Julia.
Have you been upstairs?
Not at all.
Don't lie to me. I thought I could trust you, but I may start having second thoughts.
All right, I'm sorry. I had a quick look, but didn't go very far.
Please, I told you, the upper floors are off limits. Don't make me regret giving you permission to enter the building.
Don't worry, Julia. You can trust me. I won't cause you any trouble. Cross my heart. I was under the impression nobody cared about this place anymore. which is why I thought it wouldn't hurt to have a quick look around.
You could have gotten hurt, though. It's not safe to walk everywhere. For instance, no one is allowed on the third floor yet, which is falling apart.
Still, this is all so strange.
Why do you say that? There's nothing strange about an eminent mental hospital reopening for the benefit of society.
You mentioned the patients are being relocated.
Correct. There's hardly anyone here tonight, but a crew of construction workers will be arriving first thing in the morning. I understand the plan is to have the Institute operating at full capacity in about 10 days.
That's ambitious given the state of the building.
They said it looks worse than it really is, you know.
I'm just gonna see
So
if I
there
run
should
out
be
of
more staff
dialogue.
arriving soon.
Yes, in addition to construction workers, both more staff and more patients are scheduled to arrive in the morning.
So there should be more staff arriving soon.
Okay, so that's the end of that.
Yes, in addition to construction workers, both more staff and more patients are scheduled to arrive in the morning.
Part of the reason why I came back is to make sense out of my involvement in the Institute.
It sounds as if you didn't enjoy working here.
Well, you could say it was a traumatic period in my life.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm even having nightmares about it.
Seriously?
It's been bothering me for weeks. This pressing feeling that I need to do or understand some decisive detail. Almost as if I forgot something of extreme importance here.
I hope you find what you're looking for then.
Interesting.
I'm done for now.
Alas, there's no secret passage inside the clock. Damn. Man, I'm getting stonewalled really hard, really early into the game. The bathroom. Cafeteria is locked, infirmary is locked. Courtyard here is also locked. Meeting room, foyer, second floor. And there's still a closet. But it just told me it's too dark in here. Find anything. Oh, there's a light switch in here. Man, I am a dummy. Just a bunch of meaningless notes left for the poor janitor. Classical gold. Violin concertos OP 8, 16 in B minor. Several liquids that are of no use to me. Some of them dangerous even. Forbidden bleach. There's nothing of importance in them. Area, office Hawthorne, cleaned using cloth, empty trash, empty trash. Floor swept. Tells me how often he cleans and stuff. Neat. But he did say he took out the trash. Bug species crawling on that blanket. Judging by the smell, it had been a while since anyone had emptied that trash. Garbage bag caught my interest as it was rather new. It's be filled with papers. Plastic was too thick to tear with my hand. Okay, we're getting places. Sens and nons. Hypo. Sens and nons. Hypo. Yeah, the impression that if it worked, the radio would only play free war transmissions. Huh. Why can't I click on that gap there? I guess that's only for when the light's off, so it can be like, oh, you know, it's too dark. But I think that is probably the clue. Sens and nons. So I think now, if I go to the archive, like one of the list of books, not here, the other room, probably it starts with the title similar, and maybe that'll have the numbers. Sens and sens and nonsense in psychology. Hypomania 142. So 142 is going to be the code to her thingy, and then we'll finally be able to progress the game. Oh damn. We found a cassette tape. What interesting secrets are recorded on this tape? Where did I find a cassette player? Maybe Julia knows. Hey, wifey.
Hi, Julia. I forgot to ask you something. Do you like music, Julia?
I like peace and tranquility when I work. What's that?
Oh, it's something I found in one of the nearby rooms.
Is that what you were looking for?
I believe so, yes.
Excellent. Well, when you're ready to go, just let me know.
Of course I will.
Oh.
That's all for now. I'll be back.
Okay. Oh, leaf. True. Whoa.
All right, this is not in my head. People are mean. I need to leave.
The bizarre hallucination faded as abruptly as it came. seemed random, an involuntary figment of my memory, unless there was a reason behind it. Did I know this person? Okay. Sudden vision arrested my sense when I looked at the calendar. I was sure that whoever that person in my flashbacks would have been someone important to me. Maybe he was like my jail cell, like my cellmate here. That was interesting, you know. Stuff starting to kick off. Is that journal updated? Topics. No, in the janitor closet. Hypo were written on the dirty paper. Yeah. Yeah, I solved that. All things considered, rearranging tables and cleaning up a bit wouldn't take too much time. All of her drawers in here are open. So I found the first clue. At least what I had believed was a clue. There's nothing else of note in here besides the cassette. I wonder what it was used for. Aspects of this office than dusty old books, as much as I enjoyed them. My guess is the cassette is for her personal recording. Maybe she like had audio logs. Ah, man, I've so much to do, so little time. Man. This picture is definitely somebody's arm. It's been scratched up or cut. Okay, but now that we have her cassette, possibly means she may have used it to record her thoughts or sessions. Wasn't much I could do with this device unless I had a cassette with me. Well, no, not that one. I have a cassette. How do I... Okay, that's how you scroll.
Earlier this morning I used foul language in reprimanding a clumsy nurse who forgot to lock the door to the female wing. Truly offensive, dirty words. I don't recall ever doing that before. I've clearly been under a lot of stress lately. My worst fear is becoming another Alice, so I need to remain level-headed and focused. It's this place. There's a general feeling of unease in the Institute, and those unsettling rumors don't help. But the main reason for my jumpy state has to be the baffling regression in Group E. It's disconcerting and worrying. I'm giving Alice too many reasons to use shock treatment on these patients and take all of us decades back in time. Alice Hawthorne, the backwards time traveler, that fucking bastard. Ah, there you go. I did it again. Of all the cases, Rebecca is obviously the most puzzling one. She's having nightmares about her attackers again, after a month of not uttering a word about the incident. And she's also becoming increasingly violent. I fear she will seriously harm herself. Yesterday, Alice found her viciously scratching her stomach. So
Mm.
much she left flesh wounds. She should be giving birth sometime in July. That's 3 weeks from now. Certainly, this fact could be the explanation for her regression. If it wasn't for the rest of them.
The rest of them. Was I born in this hospital? Is this my mom? Picture of the scratches.
Earlier this morning, I used.
Okay,
I've
it's just the
clearly been.
same.
There's a general feeling of. I've. Certain.
Oh, okay. I thought I could press the other buttons and maybe able to eject it.
I've.
Not.
Certain.
Oh no! Stop.
There's a. It's. I've.
Alright, could I not take it out? It's not. Find the therapy room. Important therapy views and something about Group E troubled her deeply. Sure that further details will be uncovered in the therapy room. Okay, we're finally getting leads going. Oh.
Julia, it's Bruno. Our adorable high-risk patient has escaped again. No idea how he does that. Please call someone. I need assistance immediately. I'm outside the cafeteria.
Yeah, interesting. Here's meeting room, visiting room. No, there's a therapy room. Oh, she's not here. Interesting. She moved around. Means I can check her desk. A lot of paperwork. Just like the rest of the institute, the phone, albeit stylish, was old and dusty. Several scribbled notes were scattered on the desk. Register of visitors. Is a lot of names. PJ Kennedy and all caps. An elegant typewriter was sitting on Julia's desk. It was a good idea to keep that coat nearby, considering the biting cold. She's just sitting at an open desk with nothing inside. Said he's in front of the cafeteria. Then need to find the therapy room. Okay, so I would either have to get through the courtyard or through the library. I guess you can take the cafeteria and then loop around. Okay.
Hold on. Who the hell are you?
I'm just looking around.
You what? Does this look like a shopping mall to you?
I spoke with Julia and she gave me permission. You don't need to worry about me.
This place. It's unbelievable. Am I the only one taking my job seriously?
I guess so, man.
Look, it doesn't matter. I have enough on my plate with this patient on the loose. Just be on your way.
Patient on the loose?
Yeah, I managed to lock him inside the cafeteria. See for yourself.
Damn, he is spazzing out. Our first jump scare. I was like, why didn't
See
they let
what
me
you
use my
mean.
mouse?
That guy seems dangerous.
Dangerous? He's a flaming demon. He's tearing down the whole place. At this rate, there won't be a cafeteria in the morning.
You do seem busy, but can I ask some questions anyway?
Sure, whatever. The name's Bruno.
Okay, Bruno.
You know, I was acquainted with this place in the past. A number of years ago,
Wait, why are you telling me this?
well, I assumed that since you're a security guard, you'd want to.
Hold on. We all have responsibilities here. I take care of patients who misbehave. Julia decides who gets in. That's it.
But
Anything
Damn.
else is above my paycheck.
Man doesn't want my life story.
do you know where the therapy room is?
Yes. It's on the other side of this floor.
Great, and how can I get there?
You can't with Samson back here trashing the whole cafeteria. It's the only way to reach the back corridor of this floor.
You mean the cafeteria is the only way to the therapy room?
Yeah. Well, the library also connects both sides of the building, but the last time I checked, it was locked.
You don't have the keys to the library?
No.
What kind of security guard are you?
Hey, back off. This place is a mess. It's a miracle they have any security.
True.
Tell me about you, Bruno.
I'm just what you see. Nothing more.
I see a troubled man in front of me with an attitude problem.
Ha ha. So funny. Let me know how you feel after you spend a few more hours in this place.
Do you know this Dr. Miller?
Yeah, I've seen him around. But he's a reserved fellow. Haven't spoken much with him. He's the one calling the shots now.
What do you mean, calling the shots?
Dude, are you a bit slow? He's
Damn.
going to be in charge when this place officially reopens. And I hear he's also secured the money to make all this happen.
Wow.
Wow.
Out of curiosity, do you know where Dr. Miller got all that money from?
I understand he's famous in his country of origin, much like the previous owner of this place. And famous people make money. But that's all I know. I don't like gossip.
Does the name Baker ring a bell?
I remember seeing an office with that name, but that's all I know. Why are you asking? Are you related to her?
I'm not sure. I think I knew her, yes. There's a period of my life I can't quite remember.
Are you feeling okay? I have a couple of empty cells if you need to lie down and rest.
Yes.
You positive?
I'm absolutely. No need for that.
Okay. Topics is still flashing.
Does the term Group E ring a bell, Bruno?
Nah. Is that a therapy group?
I believe so, yes. I'm trying to find more information about it.
The archive documents in this place are a complete mess, so good luck with that.
But why is that? Why is everything here in such a state of disarray?
I don't know much about it, except that it was well before my time here. That's past history now.
So,
Madman on the
a
loose.
madman on the loose.
Yes, we're having a bit of trouble with this especially rowdy patient. It's the second time today that he's escaped. In my defense, the high-risk section needs a lot of maintenance. Low risk is in somewhat better shape. sans the atmosphere of impending doom. But high risk needs some intensive work, pronto.
That doesn't inspire much confidence, though.
I'm just like, this
Welcome to
place
my
is
world.
literally falling
Be
apart.
thankful there's only one high-risk patient admitted at the moment.
We're having Keeferingham people
Yikes.
here.
You mentioned something about past history with the Institute.
Ugh, ugly business. I don't like gossip, especially when my job is involved. This is all I know. It was mostly a conflict between the staff and directors.
Conflict? Over what?
Disagreements about the handling of patients. Apparently there were oversights. Quite a few of them. I don't know much more other than what the newspapers said. You know, the rumors.
Okay.
All right. I'll be going.
Hey, wait. You seem like a decent sport. Or at least a harmless one. I have a favor to ask of you.
Sure.
Can you go fetch my baton? I left it in my office when I went running to pursue our friend the Tasmanian Devil here.
Okay, I guess. Where is that?
You need to go all the way through the infirmary, then down the stairway. My office is in a lower corridor they used to call the Tunnel of the Damned.
Uh-huh.
Nah, the name is more intimidating than it sounds. Just please go, ASAP. I need that baton to deal with the ongoing crisis.
Sounds good. I'll be on my way.
So did he come through here? So it's open now? Oh, it is. Even when it was clean and orderly so many years ago, the infirmary had never been a cozy place. The malfunctioning fluorescent lights hurt my eyes as I made my way. Okay, this seems like a good place to save. Okay, and this is where I will call part 1 of my playthrough of this game. You know, as I said, like, should be interesting, and obviously it's gonna get more in depth. I've said games like this are quite a bit of a slow burn in the beginning. You know, so I appreciate if you stick through with me. You know, and if you enjoyed any of this, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, etc., etc. YouTube pleasantries. Okay, and with that, goodbye.